Hey, how are you, family? Welcome back to my channel, the channel where 2D waifus are regarded as high art. Right, now, family, back in the days of my early days as a weeb, that is, every anime series within my watch lists are nothing but harems and romances and rom-coms and harems. In my attachment to this genre, it is quite strong, no matter how trashy some of it may seem, right? But one other thing I love is a good romance, right? A good romance story, and I have to watch out for those heartbreaking dramas because they hurt, right? But don't get me wrong, they are pretty good, right? In their own way, I guess. Yeah, it is. It is good. It is pleasing, but it still hurts. And to where I find comfort to steer away from all those heartbreaking emotions and shows that remind me how lonely I am. It's the world of rom-coms. And in the past week, News Asia uploaded, made me revisited, right? Or made me relive the world of this anime. This art club has a problem. And to how I put it, or to when I rewatched it rather, I find it to be a masterpiece compared to back then when I just regarded it as a simple watch of a good rom-com series. But now, looking back or looking at it again, it is pretty good, and I'm gonna explain why in the presentation, why it's good. Yeah, welcome to Puppet. The story is about a guy named Subaru Uchimaki, and he is the man, the one and only, who inspired me to believe in 2D waifu supremacy. And to this day, I can still concur. Yeah, so he is an otaku, and he has the ultimate goal of creating the ultimate perfect waifu by his own hands. And he joins an art club. He meets a lot of fun people and uses his really good artistic skills and materials from the club, is why he joined, to essentially create do his thing to create the perfect waifu. And that's what this series is all about, basically. Each day or each episode there are different situations, events that make up this slice of life rom-com, and I'm gonna say it right now that this is a perfect one. This is a perfect series. It's not the perfect series, but it's a perfect series, especially to how it portrays a rom-com, or portrays the rom-com genre. First off, I want to talk about the female lead, the main heroine. One of the roots of my tastes in short-haired waifus. It is Mizuki Usami, and it's excited to talk about this. Now, aside from the perfection of the character design with her theme on bunnies, her personality just screams rom-com heroine. And this is the type of romance where the female lead is in love with the male lead, but the male lead doesn't notice the signs. In other words, it's a harem love format, but with only one girl. And it's amazing. It's amazing because we get to see a fair reason, right? There is a fair reason to why she falls in love with the main protagonist, and getting him to notice her, or when she makes a move on him, it's simply perfect. The way it's done is so smooth. It's funny, and the results yielded from successful lovey-dovey moments are beautiful. And it's also to note, right? It's also noteworthy, or what's the term? Note-takingly worthy. It's worth to note that having an otaku MC oblivious to romantic gestures, that is fine, because it creates a whole lot of opportune moments for the two of them to interact, to close the gap, to stabilize their relationship. And Usami is a heroine who really nails the role of a heroine. For instance, from said lovey-dovey moments, right, when she gets closer to Chimaki, the outcome of it is wholesome. It's precious to look at. She doesn't lose faith in being in love with the main protagonist. She may act all tsundere, or rather rough at times, but she's actually very delicate, responsible, and funny. Funny to how she retorts to the comedic comedic comings comedic comings thrown into the narrative, right? And although she may come to accept this one-sided love or relationship, she can hold her own in appealing to Uchimaki in any way she can. And of course, you can't forget about the rest of the crew, the rest of the characters. We have an energetic hero of justice, a wielder of the dark arts, and one sleepy boy. Even the teachers add a nice friendly touch to it. The trio of friends, for instance, who support Usami, they add that strong comedic aspect as well in pushing her to get closer to the main protagonist. You have also the rest of the side characters like Moika, right? Who really give the show that slice of lifeness, and it's great. Now speaking of great, one great thing about the romance between characters is that the stabilization of the best couple, or Uchimaki x Usami, is well complemented by this character named Imari, or the girl in the middle. Now, Imari, or the girl to the right this time in the PowerPoint or in the picture, she is a Chinibyo. In other words, someone who belongs in the same sphere of interest as the main protagonist. And you would think that, she might become a rival, but actually this doesn't really happen. They're just good friends who share the same interest, and that Imari also knows that Usami is in love with Subaru, and that's nice to let them be. Furthermore, the relationship that they have, it is satisfying. I have no problems with it whatsoever, because not only does Imari's presence add that sort of uncertainty to Usami, or when Usami thinks that Imari is actually in love with Subaru, I think, probably, I'm not so sure. Aside providing that uncertainty, it also elevates her closeness, or the closeness of Usami to Subaru. And it does not damage the flow of their relationship at all. And to how I would see Imari as a character, she's a really good character. That nice addition to comedy, jealous anime moments created from it, and just overall having fun and connecting with the other characters as well. It's beautiful. Now, to move on, what I want to discuss next is the very theme of the series itself, and that is art. Now, from the mini episodes, right, or the art moments in the series, we mostly see to the waifus, and I have to say that the author and illustrator really did a good job cranking out a lot of these good waifu designs. I guess my only problem is that I wished for more Onesan types, but to Uchimaki's taste, it's his deal, and I have no problem with it whatsoever. I think it's fine. So this series, it actually doesn't really go too heavy on the specifics of art, the painting techniques, interpretation of themes, the symbolism behind it whatsoever, and so on and so forth. But it does achieve that balance of the essence of an art club into the slice of life or school genre. And I suppose one way it really does appeal as an art series is, as I've said, the waifus given. And art from manga, anime, games, and so on, they are truly beautiful art that can captivate a large audience. And this scene from one of the episodes of the anime really puts that into notion as well. It really speaks it out, just how people can and do appreciate this type of art form. The show also shows good harmony between a serious art moment and the rom-comness of it. Or, in fact, the art is a part of the rom-com. And all of these themes really connect, or rather they simply are, because this mixture, with this mixture, you have a storyline focusing on the artwork, next to the romance, then interpersonal relationships, then a comedic skit, and so on and so forth. And a whole lot of that entertainment is very well compressed into just 12 episodes. Yes, it is kind of sad that it only got 12, but I think it's enough, to get one happy with how it's completed. That was a lie. I wish there were more. I wish there was a season 2 or a movie or an OVA or a special. Any more addition would do. You could read the manga as well. The transitions of the episodes are just perfect. If I were to make a hype graph on this, the scoring would be pretty high. The sudden curveballs of Uchimaki suddenly bringing out his love for 2D is insanely hilarious. You have the members of the club, super fun, super enjoyable to watch, and the ship between Usami and Uchimaki, although it may take long to get there, but the steps in doing so is fun, and it's comedic and just straight out wholesome. I'm just gonna put this as well. I'm gonna rate this right now. This art club has a problem. It's a really close anime to me as well. One of the pioneers of my journey as a weeb, so I find it to be a really good watch. Enjoyable as well. In terms of its plot, I give it an 8. It's really nice. There's no too intense moments. It's just really plain and mellow, but it's fine that way. It's actually perfect the way it is. The waifus as well, the drawings I mean, and the characters within the series as well, fine. Waifus brilliantly drawn, brilliantly well made, or well delivered towards the personality and such. So yeah, props to that. Rom-comness of it, so straight 9. I absolutely love it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the many the jealous moments, and the lovey-dovey attempts, and the successful rewards from having a successful closed gap between Uchimaki and Usami. So yeah, it's nice. The commitment of our main protagonist, Subaru Uchimaki, into sticking to his love for the 2D is absolutely amazing. For that reason, definitely 10 out of 10. And Usami as a character, waifu, she's brilliantly created. She's brilliantly portrayed and brilliantly delivered in almost everything, as a high school girl, a heroine, and of course as a love interest. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Yeah, with that being said, I really enjoyed watching the series. It's fun, it's pleasing, it's short, but it's still so packed with a lot of fun moments to get from it. So it's really one that I also would like to suggest watching. So yeah, overall judgment of the series: love truly transcends any dimension. And yep, Uchimaki and me, and some of you as well. Yeah, it is truly transcendent.